not the ultimate rowing machine. It's not the ultimate flying machine. It's not the ultimate riding machine. It's the ultimate driving machine. And when you think of machine, it's not the ultimate driving car. That's even general. But the idea that it's a machine, and what you immediately think of is this sort of mechanism, and especially the gears, and you think of the engine. And that is what BMW is about. It's about performance. And that's inherent in that tagline.
At BMW, it's all about engineering, tightly meshed with design. That results in cars loved by people for whom driving itself is a pastime, according to Chubba Chetta.
They've actually packaged a good back seat.
He's the former editor of Car and Driver magazine.
The best driving machine means that it's sporty, that it's fast, that it has steering that as you're going around a corner and you hit a bump, it actually kicks back and you feel what's happening. Most cars aren't that way.
Chetta believes that's the key to BMW's popularity.
For 20 or 30 years, they've largely delivered on the ultimate driving machine as a brand statement.
Really? So
absolutely.
It's effective marketing.
Well, it's more than effective marketing. It's actually what they do. I think if you work at BMW in any capacity and you've got a decision to make, you can sit there and say, we're the ultimate driving machine. Which one of these decisions is going to advance that objective?
When the 3 Series was first launched, it was only a 2-door sedan. And it wasn't for quite a while until the next generations offered 4-door sedans, offered a pure 2-door coupe, a wagon, a convertible, and an M3. But I think the reason that they all work so well as sport sedans is the philosophy of the company. I mean, the company's philosophy is, you know, everything we build has to meet certain standards as a BMW. It has to deliver a certain performance, a certain feel, a certain driving experience. So we're not going to take, you know, a winning combination that's in a 3 Series and build, say, a wagon off of it that would be more luxury oriented. You know, first and foremost, it has to deliver what's expected from a BMW 3 Series.
When you think about the E36, the important thing to remember is what was going on in the market when the model was introduced. It was 1991. The whole luxury performance market was in a sales slump. BMW was in a serious sales slump. Lexus had just entered the market and established itself as a real viable contender. So there was a lot going on in the market, and it was a time when BMW really had to reassert itself as the performance sedan ultimate driving machine company. The good news is that the E36 was a terrific car. The styling was much more sophisticated than the previous generations. It had evolved from a real boxy style that had come from the 2002 through the first 2 generations of the 3 Series into more of an elegant design. And there's even some styling cues on that car, like the little spoiler line across the trunk that went on to the next generation and can even be seen in the E90. So it started to look like a more sophisticated new multi-link rear suspension in the car. So the sophistication continued to evolve and continued to support the ultimate driving machine positioning. We've won this huge succession of awards from Car and Driver, with the 3 Series being one of the 10 best cars for 14 or 15 years. And it really started with that model.
You will not leave the car. You will not give the key to anybody else. You will smile. You will have goose pimples. It's not you and the car. It's one. Outstanding. You brake, you accelerate, you're driving in the next corner again. It's pure, I guarantee that.
never disappoint.
Uwe Ellinghaus, the director of brand management for BMW, admits they can go overboard in their attention to detail.
Is there something about German car makers, specifically BMW,
Yes.
that is a little mad?
Boy, this is a difficult question to answer. I wouldn't want to say mad, but clearly there is a certain level of over-engineering that we have, where we pay so much attention to detail that we might even get lost sometimes and overdo things. We once found out that, for example, some of our pedals are painted 4 or 5 times. That's a couple of years ago. And we asked what's the difference by doing it only 2 times or 3 times, and nobody could really tell.
You know, there's parts of BMWs where, in fact, the basic design of the component is not extraordinary, but the way it works is extraordinary.
So magical, so connected.
We didn't set out to be a getaway car or an art car. We didn't intend to be a part of any subculture or pop culture. We didn't set out to play games or to start a religion. We just made the car, the BMW 3 Series, another expression of independence from a company built on it.
What you find in a coupe, sedan, or a wagon is always the same thing. It's the BMW DNA. And each vehicle is always a true driving vehicle.
I think that's a little bit of the magic. It's the original, and it's always difficult to displace the original so long as the subsequent iterations are substantially better.
It's not the ultimate rowing machine. It's not the ultimate flying machine. It's not the ultimate riding machine. It's the ultimate driving machine.